Hi, welcome folks. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a lot of foresight that can help you gain unfair advantage, you and me together. I've done a lot of research and study, and of course, I also have the gift of foresight and a little bit of to the extent of premonition. But I've done my research to check the facts also. And the topic I'm going to talk about is the current global pandemic, coronavirus situation, and in a very, very positive way, from the perspective as, if we have this foresight, how can each one of us take this into a positive mechanism and empower ourselves to be able to ready for the future, to be able to get future ready, and also to empower India as a country to forge ahead when the world turns around and starts getting back towards some level of normalcy. And I'm going to give you a lot of facts, and this is not to be able to scare you. These are this is what is going to happen whether we like it or not. There's no point hiding our head inside the sand under the earth like an ostrich does. We need to be awake to the reality of the new world that is going to evolve from here. Okay, so I'm giving you undue unfair advantage of all this information, so we are, if we are mentally prepared, we can get a lot of things done. Okay, so let's forge ahead right now. The new challenge that exists is what has happened now with this coronavirus is it's like an earthquake. It's going to have after effects that will permanently reshape the world. This world is not going to be the same again. Okay, in some of the signs, as much as the politicians, the governments, and the big players are talking, in bits and pieces, wanting to share positivity because they have to do that, right? And living it by the day, literally. Okay, but if you see it in the big picture, some indicators here, Goldman Sachs saying the recession bound to hit, RBI, these are all absolutely authorities, right? And they're sharing information. Recession looming. Job losses, 47 million job losses already happened in the US. Bloomberg, IMF, World Bank, all of them are talking not only of recession but on depression. Okay? Millions of jobs to be lost across the globe. So those are what has been said and written. And the forecast, this is like already done. What I've shared with you now is already come in the press, is what I shared the screenshots for. What I'm going to tell you is what is expected to come from here on. Yeah, based on the research and study that I have done, along with my ability to, foresee certain things. This is the current stats as it exists, Worldometer screenshot as on 14th April 2020. Over 126,000 people have died already. And the graph is nowhere near flattening curve. It is steep climbing curve, which means there is some time pending before things can change at the global level. Current death toll, as I said, 1.2 lakhs. This could cross 1 million before we can get out of this mess. Mark my words, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to be realistic and getting ready based on how things are. And I will explain to you with, the reasoning behind it. At absolute best case scenario, if all goes well, if we are all lucky, the whole world will pass through the peak virus situation. It's not yet reached the peak virus situation by October 2020, meaning we will start to bring the curve down at a global level. Maybe individually, some countries, some states may start getting there, okay, will start getting there, in fact, but then at a global level, the big graph would start petering by September, October this year. But the global economy, that was the health virus graph, but the global economy The governments, the social institutions, the top players, the big players, the IMF, the World Bank, all of them will take at least 3 years to recover at best case scenario, especially since the most affected are the top global economies today, the USA and the Europe. A vaccine which can solve this to be made available for you and me, for a common man, will take at least 18 months, and this is absolutely aggressive timelines. Okay? And not to talk of the fact, I've not considered here that the moment the vaccine gets created, huge potential that some of the powerful countries will start stocking them up for themselves and not making it available easily for all others. Okay? And it will take a while before it can be made in so many numbers for everybody. Many countries already are facing a huge dilemma whether should continue lockdown, or open up, because the economy is really dipping very, very fast in those countries. Domestic unemployment in many countries is going to touch depression state from recession state. Recession already happened. Depression state is going to start because there'll be huge populations who would go into no food, no basic amenities situation, and hence into depression mode, literally. The domestic unemployment, okay, I'm talking about here numbers that are coming from each country, okay, and almost all countries are running short of relief funds. They wanted to give stimulus, they have done whatever they could, especially Europe. Even India has started, and already India is saying that that's all we have. Okay, so all countries will go into bare minimum essentialism mode, logically, right? Okay, so you won't have the luxury of great imports and exports. Almost all countries are going to get into this mode. Many commercial setups, I was talking to a few of the seniors in IT companies, huge rental costs, huge premises cost, even if purchased, going unused. And it's going to be a while before it's going to all go back to full capacity. Yeah. So malls, rental spaces, they will start writing off. Many large companies and employers will start collapsing because they won't have enough projects and work. They won't have enough spare funds to run. Even some governments may fall. Oil prices, stocks, all are hitting rock bottom already. US-China trade war is at its worst. Europe-China trade wars will steepen. China will start manipulating the economies of the world. They have already started to be considered. Yuan has been accepted by IMF as fund, currency equal to the dollar. And very soon it will surpass the dollar as China starts to manipulate the currency and the global economy. Within many countries, once the lockdown opens up, affordability will become a challenge. People will start moving into lower cost of living areas for future sustenance. Stockpiling of food, water, medical supplies will start. Regionalization will get back priority. Globalization will only be available from, medical exchange perspective or technology exchange perspective to support each other. Some countries will become friends, but more often than not, regionalism and protecting their own countrymen will become top priority. Like UAE now is asking millions of people who are working there and helping the infrastructure to grow, asking them to get out, asking them to get lost now, right? 355,000 Indians waiting to get back to India, not knowing how. The good part, what you and I can leverage. The mega trend that was happening before this COVID-19 happened was mobile learning was growing very, very fast pace. People were using digital currency. Digital transactions were normal, and India was leading the way. The consumer spend in India alone was projected at 100 billion opportunity. Population of India, a lot of people, 50% and over, are 15 to 49 age group. As per Forbes, 325 billion was to be spent on e-learning as a marketplace. Huge amount. And so on and so forth. And social media, eyeballs, attention is equal to money, equals to oxygen, right, for sustenance of the economy. So the timing was perfect before the COVID-19 era, before December 2019. With that as a continuity, e-learning and digital delivery across the globe with COVID-19, post-COVID-19, has become all the more important and higher priority. In fact, if you see, that's all that is literally working as a business today, other than the farmers and the basic essentials and medical equipments and hospitals. Okay? So this will flourish, and you and I have an opportunity right here. And I have a positioning that I can share with you, that we will be kind of ahead of everybody else. We will have a huge first mover advantage for ourselves and for everybody. And literally every living person will have to move to digital payment methods down the road, because that will be the only way of transaction. So that will be very smooth and easy. We can build a resilient and powerful India by going digital, by converting our knowledge into power, and I'll explain how. Master video creation, master branding, master the course content creation of our knowledge and experience into digital assets, become a positive impact influencer, and there are systems and mechanisms to do it. There's a very structured approach where you can constantly leverage and build on every day's value giving. Okay, it's incremental growth, not transactional one-off like current social media trends where people post into Instagram and some YouTube videos that become trending for some time. We don't want that. We want structured, regular, incremental growth. And we create and nurture a community of powerful people, thus making India more resilient and powerful for the new economy, for the new world that's going to come over the next few years. So it's not about just posting a few, social media stuff. That's not going to fly anymore. A structured, proven, leverage system to create and nurture a community for the long-term income source. In order to learn how to do this and to master these high-paying skills online, I am doing a free live webinar masterclass. You can register in this link here. I will also provide the link below this whole video. So that's the potential I'm talking about. So my dear friends, my humble request to you is take this opportunity. Consider this as a positive. While the whole world is going to struggle to get back things up, as things progress, we will get to know. There's no point to be, engaged with all this negativity and go into, depression mode. Stay positive. We have the mechanism. We have the way. Just believe, trust. Learn these skills. And I'm empowering. I'm, wanting to empower. I'm on a mission to empower thousands of people to be able to go conquer the world with their knowledge and skills. There's so many people in India. Each one of you have so much skill and knowledge and experience that there's so many people who will need it across the globe when things open up. Position yourself now. The next 30, 60, 90 days, I'm willing to handhold you to take you to a position where you will be giving a lot of value, and people across the globe are willing to pay for education, for value in terms of health, information, relationship, growth, business growth, career growth. If you can teach people all these, and of course how to make more money and wealth, we're going to be powerful, and we're going to be able to help India lead the way of recovery of the global economy while the world struggles to figure out the health crisis that is happening right now. So please register on the link given below, and I will see you in the webinar where I will give you the secrets of how together we can make a difference, a positive impact. See you now.